A very good afternoon. You're watching ELITETV Top Headlines at 4 p.m. and I'm your host, Ragina, here to deliver the latest updates. Manipur Press Club today, the 6th January, observed its 51st Foundation Day. On the occasion, All Manipur Working Journalist Union released yearly calendar and diary. Further, a novelette titled 11 January 1982, authored by Amju, former president, late Sagosem Hemant, was also released. The All Manipur Road Transport Drivers and Motor Workers Union and Joint Coordinating Committee is all set to observe the 36th Drivers' Day observation on 14th January, offering floral tributes in respect to 319 departed drivers. The announcement of the observation was made today, the 6th January, by Coordinating Committee convener Maimom Anil Maite during a press meet held at All Manipur Road Transport Drivers and Motor Workers Union office at MG Avenue. Addressing the media persons, Maimom Anil Maite stated that this year's observation will be held at Inner State Bus Terminus at Kumanlabag. The investigation into the twin blast that rocked Manipur's Bishnupur district on January 5 has been handed over to the National Investigation Agency, officials said on January 6. 2 persons were injured in the consecutive explosions that occurred at Nganukon village under the Fugakchao police station area. The first blast, suspected to have been caused by an improvised explosive device, took place around 5:45 am at an abandoned house. The second explosion occurred nearly 200 meters away at around 8:45 am when local residents gathered at the site after learning about the earlier blast. Confirming the transfer of the case, Manipur police said in a statement that the matter has been forwarded to the NIA for further investigation. It added that combing and search operations are being conducted in the adjoining areas and security has been strengthened to prevent any further escalation of violence. Efforts are also underway to identify and apprehend those responsible for the explosions. Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee President Kaisam Megachandra Singh sharply criticized the centre following a high-level meeting in New Delhi between Union Home Minister Amit Shah and the state's Director General of Police, Chief Secretary and Governor, alleging that the discussions had failed to chart a course towards peace and normalcy in the violence-hit state. Speaking to the media, Megachandra said the outcome of the meeting was not favorable for bringing peace and restoring the situation in Manipur, and went on to link it to a fresh incident of violence reported hours later. He said that around 6 am on Monday, January 5, an IED blast occurred at Nganukon in which 2 local residents were injured. According to him, the incident was reflective of the continuing instability in the state and underscored the failure of the centre's approach following the Delhi meeting. The Thado Community International TCI has strongly condemned the multiple IED blast that occurred yesterday, the 5th January, at Saiton area in the Bishnupur district, where 2 Meitei civilians were injured. TCI added that it views the incident of IED blast at East Saiton as a blatant manifestation of Kuki supremacist violent terrorism intent on derailing reconciliation and sowing the seeds of division. The Thado community has strongly rejected such extremism and stands committed to peace, coexistence and Manipur's territorial integrity. Congress MLA and leader of opposition in the Assam Assembly, Debabrata Saikia, wrote to Chief Election Commissioner Gyanes Kumar alleging serious irregularities in the draft electoral rules published after a special revision ahead of 2026 Assembly elections, and demanded that the finalization of the rules be halted until all discrepancies are verified and resolved. In his letter, Saikia expressed a concern over what he described as unauthorized and unknown voter entries, citing media reports and ground-level feedback that, according to him, point to procedural lapses threatening the integrity of the electoral process. He alleged that non-Assamese-speaking individuals had been included in the rolls without due verification and that in some cases, voters had been added to households without the knowledge of the residents. Scientists have identified a new species of reed snake in Mizoram, correcting a long-standing taxonomic misidentification and adding a previously unknown species to India's reptile fauna. The discovery was made by a team of researchers from Mizoram in collaboration with scientists from Russia, Germany and Vietnam. The newly identified species has been named Calamaria mizoramensis after the state where it was found, according to a study published in the international scientific journal Jutaxa. Lead researcher Lalremanga, a professor in the zoology department of Mizoram University, said the species was discovered following detailed morphological examinations and DNA analysis. Earlier records from Mizoram dating back to 2008 had incorrectly classified the snake as a widely distributed Southeast Asian species. As many as 142 persons are currently hospitalized, including 11 in ICUs, amid an outbreak of diarrhea caused by contaminated drinking water in Indore, while 20 new patients were detected during screening of over 9,000 people in the Vagiradpura area, the ground zero of infection. Health teams examined 9,416 individuals from 2,354 households. During an ongoing survey in Vagiradpura, where 6 persons have lost their lives due to contaminated water and identified 20 fresh cases, officials said on Sunday. Chief Medical and Health Officer Dr. Madhav Prasad Hassani said a team from the Kolkata-based National Institute for Research in Bacterial Infections has arrived in Indore to probe the health crisis. He said experts from NIRBI are providing technical support to the health department to contain the outbreak. A defiant Nicolas Maduro declared himself the president of my country as he protested his capture and pleaded not guilty on Monday due to the federal drug trafficking charges that the Trump administration used to justify removing him from power. Maduro said in Spanish, as translated by a courtroom reporter before being cut off by the judge, that he was captured. Asked later for his plea to the charges, he stated that he is innocent, not guilty. He added that he is a decent man and the president of his country. Venezuelan opposition leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado said on Monday, January 5, she hasn't spoken to the U.S. President Donald Trump since October 2025. Speaking on Fox News Hannity program, Maria Corina Machado stated that she actually spoke with President Trump on October 10, the same day the Nobel Peace Prize was announced, but not since then. It is to be mentioned that Maria Corina was awarded the prize for her fight against what the Norwegian Nobel Committee called a dictatorship. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in and keep watching the 6 p.m. ELITETV English News for more updates.